And welcome back, everyone, to the start of a brand new Naruto What If. Now, this is going to be the last new Naruto What If that I'm taking from the actual suggestion pool. After this one is done, I'm actually going to be doing one that I've been planning on doing for a while, but I knew it would take a long time to get to, and then I'm going to go back to the standard suggestion pool. But, that said, this one comes to us from Superior Gaming 98 and 9898, which I think are the same people, but they are two different names, so change as such. Goated _XJ, Pokemon Master 123, The Reaper of the Hidden Mist 69, I believe that's FR. Oh, sorry, that's Friday. My bad. And yeah, sorry, I was reading Fridays who would win for next week. But, so this is, what if, and I'm just adjusting myself here, sorry, 1 second. There we go. What if Naruto joined Orochimaru? Now, there are several things we got to get out of the way right now. There are different ways to say that, because I've also got what if Naruto was kidnapped by Orochimaru, and what if Naruto was adopted by Orochimaru. And then you obviously have this one, what if he joined? All three of those can kind of mean the same thing, but do not mean the same thing. They are still very different from each other when you actually break it down. How is that? Well, kidnapping implies that he's just stolen, pretty much, most likely as a child. Adopted means he's actually taken in by Orochimaru, and joined means Naruto goes of his own free will. This is also one of those what-ifs where I'm going to have to play a little, because obviously there's always a change that causes the what if to happen. Now, with like a chakra nature or whatever, that's easy. He's born with the chakra nature or whatever. With this, I am going to have to change a little bit in the scenario just to make it more realistic of why he would join Orochimaru. And I think we're on 3 now, yeah. 3, the big question was, when does this take place? Obviously, Naruto knows nothing of Orochimaru in the beginning of the series, and he only meets him in the Forest of Death that one time. So I'm like, okay, and then there's, the Sannin fight, there's when he's going after Sasuke. I'm like, okay, when would this happen? To make it at least a decent, at least a several part what if, I had to have it somewhere in part 1. So the logical point for me was at the Sannin fight. Now, with the Sannin fight, I think still starts off generally the same, except when Jiraiya tells him not to get involved. I think that in this, to make this more plausible, that does put Naruto in a mental state where it's like people still are just underestimating me, and they just don't want me to help. They don't want me to try to do what I can. Shizune again tells him, he's like, Naruto, get out and stay out of the way. I'll handle this. But Naruto's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Just stand around? He even tries to ultimately take out Kabuto. And in this version, admittedly, I have to change things up to make this plausible. Kabuto, I think, still hits him, but because Naruto's already hits him with the Rasengan, I think the force of the blow pushes him back far enough to where it's more of a glancing blow, so Naruto's not in that state of immediate, I'm going to die. But he's still just, he's hurt, he's injured. It's like, I got him. It's like, and Shizune honestly just actually not scolds him and tells him, like, you shouldn't have done that. I could have handled it. You could have gotten yourself hurt. And it's like, what? I'm trying to help. It was like, Naruto, please, you can't do that. And it's like, Orochimaru, Kabuto, they're too strong for you. You're just not strong enough. And Shizune doesn't realize what she's doing by saying it. She is doing it out of concern, but she doesn't realize the level of underestimating that this has been placed on Naruto. And on the fact that the way he's been treated by the village, and honestly Sakura and Sasuke to some degree, it's now just starting to pile up. All this stuff that's been piling up for Naruto is just now starting to come to a head. But still, they're able to summon Gamabunta. The fight continues on to some degree. Well, I mean, they're able to summon Gamabunta on some later on. But more importantly, Orochimaru, comes in at Naruto, who's still just like in a stupor, and he comes at Naruto, and Naruto just looks at him, and Orochimaru can see the look in his eyes like he's not going to dodge. Interesting, and he slices at Orochimaru, and Naruto's realizes like, okay, I gotta get ready. Makes a clone. He's coming in fast. Naruto's able to barely make a Rasengan. He's about to try to counter. Tsunade though gets in the way, and tries to. I got you. And I was like, get out of the way, Tsunade. And, slices Tsunade out of the way. It's like, what did you? And Naruto still got the Rasengan. I said, did you think I couldn't help save myself? I was like, no, I just, no, Naruto. But I didn't want you to be hurt. You can't. There's no way you could take Orochimaru on. And this is just, again, it's all compiling that Naruto is like, people just don't think Naruto is strong. People just don't think he. Despite the fact we know that's not true, we have to alter this scenario obviously to have this seem logical that Naruto would go off with Orochimaru. So Naruto's like, and finally Naruto is like, the Orochimaru is just looking at the kid. And he's looking at him, and Naruto's like, he's like, aren't you going to run, boy? Why would I run? And because, and you can see the look on his eye. This betrayal, like, worried you're not strong enough. Boy. I know I'm plenty strong. I'm plenty strong. Oh, they don't seem to think so, do you, Tsunade? What about you, Jiraiya or Shizune? You seem to be you keep underestimating this boy. In fact, I imagine, Naruto, you've been underestimated your whole life. And Tsunade's like, shut up, you bastard! And it's like Orochimaru's like, and Orochimaru gets hit, but he's counters with his sword, slices Tsunade again. What's say? It's so hot. It hurts to have so much potential. To feel you have so much potential, yet never live up to it. To not have anyone try to train you properly, and so your talent wastes on the vine like a beautiful dying flower. It's painful, but what if you could be offered more? If you could be offered the chance to be as great as you deserve to be? Tell me, Naruto, would you take that offer? And even Jiraiya's like, you shut up, you lousy snake! Naruto would never take such a deal like that. Naruto's a laurel leaf ninja, true and true. Yeah, a true never has the guts to never back down, right? Naruto would never join you, and like Naruto's like he's speaking, it's like he feels like Naruto's just gonna so that's right. It's like that's right. I'll never join you. But the fact is, he doesn't hear Naruto immediately say that. In fact, he doesn't hear Naruto say that at all. It's like, right, Naruto, isn't that right, Naruto? What's wrong? As he what he wants may be messed up, but he's right. It's like my dream is, and Naruto's just reevaluating everything at this moment. It hurts, Naruto. I know. Kabuto even shows up right next to him. It doesn't have to be this way, Naruto. Orochimaru could offer you so much that you're not offering him anything. And it's basically Kabuto summons Manda for him, and they summon Bunta, Katsuyu, and Tsunade. Just they're ready to go. It's like, Naruto, it's like he's getting into Naruto. We can't let him do this. But Naruto's just looking on, the fight going down, and he's just like, what? I mean, I've wanted to be Hokage since I was a kid, but why did I want to be that? So people will look up to me and respect me. And then, but they still don't. No one seems to. The snake, this asshole may not respect me, but may not like me. But he seems to respect. He seems to at least be offering me something. And he's just looking at it, looking down at the ground, looking at it. And then the people I care about, the few people I have that I could call friends. If at that, I mean, when he really thinks about it, and when you really think about this too, well, he was friends with Sakura and Sasuke to some degree back in the part 1. When you really look at their interactions, I mean, Sasuke more so than Sakura. Sakura was still just yelling at him and abusive. I mean, yeah, she cheered for him a couple times, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really call that a very good friend. Sasuke was a little bit better, especially later on, but it didn't come till later, and really, it's just, it's Naruto's coming to realize that, who else can you think about? Shikamaru, Choji, I mean, they were all right in the academy, and they're not that bad even right now. I mean, Hinata was a little weird, but she was at least kind of nice. But everyone else is just like, no, he doesn't really have any true friends. So why? I mean, the only one he can think of is Iruka, and the old man, and her old man's dead. And that's the only one he can think of, Iruka. And it's just way is like he just in his head goes, sorry, Iruka Sensei, but it's not enough anymore. And finally, as the fight closes, the summons disappear. Naruto, as Orochimaru and Kabuto, we're leaving. As he gets up, it's like, and it's like, what about you, Naruto? And Naruto just starts walking. He goes, Naruto, what are you doing? Then Naruto just looks at him. He's got a look of both, something's dead in it, almost like a dead look in his eyes, and just a bit of sorrow and anger and all of that, and betrayal. He's like, none of you ever believed in me, did you? None of you ever actually truly cared. And Jiraiya's trying to explain that's not true. It's like, yeah, tell that to everyone. Tell that to Sakura as she kept whining for Sasuke. Tell that to all the villagers. Tell that to all my teachers. Tell that to this, that. Yes, no, I'm done with this. At least he's offering me something I can. Latch onto. And Orochimaru's eyes, even though he's beaten to hell, gleam was. It's like, smart boy, Naruto, smart boy. And Jiraiya's like, no! And of course his foot was broken. No! Naruto, no! And they disappeared into the ground, and Gon's like, no! And he's just, like, and Tsunade's there. It's like, no. And Tsunade, this is harsh, because she was seeing Don and walking in him for so long, and this is like, she feels that this might have been she feels like she's partly to blame for this. She's really not, but in this case, Shizune unintentionally was part of it. Even Tsunade, in case, was unintentionally part of it. Jiraiya wasn't unintentionally part of it. A lot of people were part of it, like the villagers, Sakura a bit in this version, Sasuke a bit in this version. So it's like, now, and Tsunade's obviously her jutsu wears down. It's like I'll be okay in a little bit. It's like, so Lady Tsunade, and Jiraiya's just looking on. It's like, they take some time to get to the village and stuff. Like, we don't know how long it took for them to get back to the village. There's a filler arc where Sasuke's in the hospital again, and that's where Naruto and him have that fight, not after recovering with Tsunade. We have to assume, based on the fact they were basically just walking about a week's time, something like that. So we'll give it about a week and a half's time between this and the original point where Sasuke and Naruto fought. So they're like, we failed. Can't believe we failed. And Tsunade's like, we got to get him back to Jiraiya. We got to get him back. We can't let him fall on Orochimaru. We're gonna get him back. We're gonna get him back, no matter what. It's like, don't call me that. You know what you're supposed to call me now. You're gonna take the job, even though I'm taking the job because he's gone, because it's our fault, because it's their fault he left. And so they travel back to Konoha. Now, we catch back up with Naruto, Kabuto, and Orochimaru at the lair, and Naruto is, being shown around. And I say, right now, Naruto, I will be able to train you properly at the moment, Naruto. As you might be aware, I'm in the process of swapping body. I'm in the process of acquiring a new body. Your dear friend Sasuke, the Sharingan will be mine. Tell me, I need. Before we accept you fully, I want to know are you okay with this, Naruto? That I'll be taking your friend's body for my own. And Naruto's just looking at us like, I can't. Look, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like that. I don't like it. I'm only just left, and I've still got attachments. But at the same time, look, you're offering me something I couldn't get in the village. As long as you don't try to take my body at this point, we're fine. Plus, Sasuke's pretty. Plus, it's going to be hard to take Sasuke's body. That's right. Oh, he's not the kind of person to be controlled so easily. And and Kabuto and Orochimaru's like, nah, it's like, boy, he's sassy, but that just makes me want him even more. And so, for the time being, I won't be able to train you very much. But once I acquire my new body, true training will begin. But in the meantime, Kabuto will show you around and introduce you to some of the members we have here. When the time comes, I'll fully initiate you into my not militant, into my not crew organization, my collective. Sure, let's call it that. So, Kabuto shows him his room, but then he introduces them to the Sound Four, who are like in the working out, kind of in their whatever like common area. It's like, everyone, listen up. This is Naruto Uzumaki. He is the Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tailed Fox. Jinchuriki? What's Jinchuriki? Oh, they never told you about those, did you? They school. Not surprising. Konoha's school system never was very good on such subjects. We'll go more into detail on it when we actually get into training. But for now, it's basically the term for anyone who holds a tail beast, like you, Naruto. And everyone's looking him over. Just Taiyo's just like, this little turd's the Nine-Tailed Fox container. Please, I'm taking more threatening shits than this little kid. It's like, what'd you say? It's like, what'd you say? You heard me, Blondie. You want to make something of it? You're the one who started it. And he's right in her face. Like, and Taiyo's just, and she actually kind of gets something. You got spunk, kid. I like that. And then Kitamaro actually comes along and says, sorry about that, Naruto. Taiyo's got a bit of a temper and a bit of a foul mouth, but she's actually not that bad once you get to know her. I'm Kitamaro. I'm technically the unofficial leader. Like, hell you are. And Kabuto's like, well, technically, we are the one who appointed them as the unofficial leader. Because when you really think about it, even though Sakon and Ukon said they were technically the strongest and their abilities messed up, and Taiyo is pretty powerful as well, Kitamaro did come off as the de facto leader without Kimimaro there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd call him there. This lughead here, as he's just eating food, kind of like Choji, is Jirobo. Not the brightest ball, but he's reliable. It's like, hey, watch it. And these two are Sakon and Ukon too. It's like, and then, oh yes, yes, I'm Sakon, and I would happen to be Ukon. It's like, whoa, how the hell did you do that? That's really cool. I was like, oh, and he's like, thank you. We like to think so. It's a special technique only we have. It's like, oh man, I'd love to learn that kind of that technique. Yeah, now when the time is right, you'll be inducted into the Sound 5. They reintroduced Sound 5. For now, you guys can get to know each other. If anything, maybe you can help Naruto brush up on some of his fundamentals. And yeah, it's just like, yeah, we should tell. And like, just because Naruto's kind of gone to the dark side for now, and I'm only in part 1 right now. I don't know if I'll keep him here, obviously. But kind of gone over to Naruto. It doesn't mean he hasn't lost the general personality he has. That's awesome. I mean, I'm down for a spar if you are. Come on. It's like, oh, a kid's energetic. That's for certain. Yeah. And Taiyo's like, yeah. I feel like that's going to get annoying fast. Wait, then Naruto's like, wait, you said new Sound 5. Does that mean there's a 5th member of you guys? And they kind of pause, and Kabuto's like, that'd be Kimimaro. Now, Kimimaro will still be alive for at least this week and a half, but there's a reason I'm doing that. I'm keeping Kimimaro around for a little bit. So, yeah, about 2 weeks, I'm going to say Kimimaro still had, based on, I'm eyeballing it. And, they introduce, they show Mikozawa and Kimimaro. Are you all right? Well, I'm okay. It's not as bad a day today. Kabuto-san. I'd like you to meet Orochimaru's new recruit. This is Naruto Uzumaki. And it's like, hello, Naruto. So you've been graced by Lord Orochimaru as well, I see. Tell me, has he given you his mark yet? It's like, no, you mean that curse mark he gave? You mean the curse mark he gave Sasuke, right? Yes, that's right. It is truly a blessing that he gives us these. No, I'm guessing that's what he means by true initiation. He hasn't given it to me yet. Give me to you yet. So what brought you to here? What was enlightenment? I just needed to change, and he made me an offer that seemed to benefit me. And it was like, Orochimaru is good for, if nothing else, Orochimaru believes in change. You'll be happy here, like I was. It's like, Kimimaro needs rest now, Naruto. Man, why don't you go and get some training in with the 4? Say, all right, I'll talk to you another time, Kimimaro. I'll talk to you another time, Naruto. And so we now cut to Konoha, and the group now trudging into the gates, where the Eternal Chunin are basically like, oh, Jiraiya, you found her. You found Tsunade-san. Lady Tsunade. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Why sit down? Wait. And they know, is like, where's Naruto? And Jiraiya's like, get the elders and tell them to meet me in the Hokage's office. Tsunade's got stopped by the hospital first, but Tsunade meet me there afterwards. Right. And she goes and she heals Lee. She wakes up Kakashi and she wakes up Sasuke. It's like, well, you'll be okay now. And then Sakura says, Sasuke, you're like Sakura. I can't believe it. These are his teammates. These are his teammates, and she's noting. I mean, Sasuke would probably seem curious about it. It's like, where's Naruto? And she's like, he's out, not here right now. But Sakura's. Because let's be honest, Sakura in that moment didn't care that Naruto was there. She didn't care one bit. She probably won't even notice he's gone until she has where is Naruto? Like, he hasn't been around lately in a while. It's like he's just, lazy punk. Is because let's be honest, part one Sakura would be that crass and insensitive. So ultimately, we get to draw at the room of the elders, and they're just giving Jiraiya an earful. How could you lose the nine-tailed fox container? He left to the Orochimaru. What is wrong with you, Jiraiya? How could you do this? You shamed the third Hokage for this. And Jiraiya's just taking this, and he's just looking at him. He's like, well, have you nothing to save yourself? And all of a sudden, in Bleach, it'd be spiritual pressure, just boom. And here it's killing it, just boom. But it's not coming from Jiraiya. He's been holding his back. It's coming from Tsunade, who's just in the door. He's like, you, Lady Tsunade, it's so good to see you. He just grabs him and says, you don't go blame Jiraiya for this. This is all your fault. Every last one of you. And he's what? What are you talking about? You're the ones who are ostracized. You're the ones who ostracized him. Ostracized him. You're the ones who leaked to the parents, and it caused them to instill hatred into him. You're the ones who betrayed him. You betrayed the fourth legacy, the third's wishes. Boom, and he just throws him on the ground. And Jiraiya's just looking, he's like, you don't. This is not on us. This has everything to do with you and your old not old school, and your old Warhawk ways. And that goes for you, Danzo. I'm pretty sure he's listening in. And sure enough, Danzo was kind of eavesdropping on this conversation. It's like, it's your reasoning left. The neglect, the hatred, the underestimating. All of it finally caused him to do what most would have done ages ago. Dump this sorry excuse from the village. You can't treat us this way. We can treat you however we want, elder or not. This is on you. And guess what? She's the Hokage now. And that's right. I'm gonna throw the book at you so hard, your skull's gonna crack. But right now we need to focus on getting Naruto back. That's the important thing. He left due to everything. He left not because of evil inside of him, because of just hatred, contempt, and sorrow. I'm almost positive, still good in the kid. We just got to bring it back out of him. So that's where we're going to be leaving off with Jiraiya and Tsunade now talking about trying to get Naruto back. Whether or not they're going to succeed, we're ways off from there. And why Naruto? Now see, with kidnapping and adopting, that's pretty easy for me to figure out how Orochimaru does that. Kidnapping, he does it as a baby. Adopting, he does it as a baby. But with this one, Naruto willingly wanting to join Orochimaru, that was a difficult task to undertake. So that was the best scenario I could figure out. And again, I did have to alter some things to make it a bit more plausible. And even then, I'll admit, I could have probably worked it a bit more effectively. That's the best I felt I could do for that. But that is just my opinion, though. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Who will win will be up tomorrow, because I got the week of Who Would Win going on. And the Fast 9 review will be up tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks later.